What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. It's episode 165. Welcome back to the show. Hey guys, what's up? It's Jacqueline. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the show. Hit that subscribe button. I'm here 7 days a week. Let's do a podcast. I don't know what to say. Head over also to patreon.com/TJMS if you want to become a patron. And it's pay to play, okay? Just like anything else, any other subscription service, pay to play. If you want to get access to my exclusive content, you got to fork over a minimum of $5 a month. So if you want more of me, if you want more content, if you want a shout out every Friday, if you want me to call you, because I do phone calls, head over to patreon.com/TJMS. I don't do ads, but I feel like that's my fucking ad. This episode is sponsored by chocolate chips. So I just had... Did I talk about chocolate chips yesterday? Oh, yeah. Okay, I did. Okay. So before the episode, I ate a handful of chocolate chips, and so I've had this I had to fuck, what am I trying to say? I had to wash it out of my mouth. It's all in my molars and shit. So I did a fun little sound effect in the beginning of me gargling, and yeah. Shit's happening in the world. It's snowing in a lot of places in the United States. People are bitching about it. I guess there's a lot of power outages. We're going to hear a lot about Texas. We're going to hear a lot about Texas now. People won't shut the fuck up about Texas, how everyone's moved there. It's a thing. And I feel like for the next 5 years, probably 2 years for sure, we're going to hear about it like it's a city. Like it's just... like it's Portland during the fucking riots. What's the Texas update today? It's like, what was the Portland update today? It's like, I don't know why that's a comparison or why I'm comparing the two, but I don't know. It's like every time I check social media, someone's talking about fucking Texas, and yeah. But a lot of people move there that I follow, so I don't know. Okay, let's just this episode's gonna be news heavy, just like, and I have a rant. About the 1% and not the 1% you are thinking of when I just said that. I'm going to rant about the 1% and their fucking insane demands of society. And I'm going to go into that. And then I have some strange news I'm going to go over. I don't know. I did some news yesterday, and I felt like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to tell you guys shit that's happening. Let's talk about the gold rush. Let's start off with the gold rush. Bitcoin hit 50K today. Round of applause for everyone out there in Bitcoin. Things are going well, but there will be. It will dip. It will dip, and I guess the support right now they've got it at 30K. The support's at 30K, and it could go as low as back where it started before it popped. Anywhere between. I'd say around 15, 20K. So yeah, it hit 50K today. If you don't know what that means, I'm sorry, I can't help you out. Just figure it out. Figure out how Bitcoin works, because it's actually very simple. And I know I sound like a know-it-all and I'm so cool because I understand it, but it's if you have someone explain it to you, or go to the internet and listen to someone explain it to you without talking about Bitcoin. They'll use examples like real estate, property, and that might make more sense in your brain than saying crypto and tokens and Bitcoins and all this shit. So, but the big news is Apple is gonna start. They have a partnership with BitPay. So they partner up with BitPay, which means that you're going to be able to use so when you use Apple Pay, you can pay in Bitcoin or whatever. So that's they're starting to integrate it integrate it. And do chocolate chips give you heartburn? My heart hurts. And I'm not, heartbroken. I didn't have any, any breakups recently. Yeah, I have heartburn. Anyways, so TMI maybe, I don't know. Do you ever just grab a handful of chocolate chips and just eat them like, I don't know. I just like doing that sometimes. I'm like, oh, yep, I needed that. And it's great. So, anyways, let's get back to the Bitcoin updates. Because you know what? I don't know if you're triggered. I don't know if you're annoyed that I'm like some just chick on the internet giving you like news updates on Bitcoin. I don't know. What does it rub people the wrong way? Now, I'll say this. I'm going to say this. I was in the shower this morning on Clubhouse. Audio only, not visual. I was on stage actually. Only like cool people were on stage and I was in the room just listening while I was showering. And I feel like I don't want to ever be that okay, what's the word? Like, okay, I'm a girl. I've invested in Bitcoin. I invest in stocks. I guess you could call me an investor. I'm new at the game. I'm not like some like long time investor, but so I'm a participant in those things. And I don't know why, but I feel like I have this perspective on like girls that are all about it and they like I don't know, they like how do I say this? Is it fucking annoying that girls are like why do I have that complex in my brain or that like way of thinking that if I come on my podcast and act and talk shop that this is not going to be received. I don't know. Because here's why. I'll go back to the shower Clubhouse chat. A very famous person was on stage with Lex Friedman, who is a woman. And maybe it's because I'm like slightly just like, oh, I wish I could be you and be on stage with Lex Friedman. But my impression of this person is that they use intelligence and they use the fact that they're into Bitcoin and then stocks and all that as like a way to be relevant. And like, I don't know, it's like it seems like so what's the word, it doesn't seem to fit her at all. Like, and I'm probably just judging a book by its cover, but I don't know, I feel like it's this like she is putting effort into putting effort into these areas for the sake of appearing relevant and interesting and smart and all those things. And I'm just saying, that's so judgmental, but I don't know. I feel like it comes across like pretentious and better than and kind of like, I don't know. I'm probably just fucking pissed that she was on stage with like Lex Friedman, who I have a crush on, and I wasn't relevant enough and cool enough to participate in that conversation. I was in the audience, but I don't know. Again, I think that's a messed up thing to have in my brain, that girls can't, I don't know. It's not that I don't think we can invest in stocks and talk about it. I just think it's fucking annoying. I personally get triggered when I hear another girl talk about it. I'm like, keep it to yourself. Just let that shit fly in the background. And then, I don't know. I feel like when people talk about money, it's because they don't actually have it, or like, and I'm weary of even mentioning that I got in Bitcoin in 2017 or whatever the fuck. Or even the fact I invest, but it's something I podcast 7 days a week. This is something that's part of my day to day, and I feel like I can't just leave it out. I'm a nerd about personal finance. I've told you guys my young entrepreneurship stories of like being a little kid and like how my brain has worked forever with like how I view money and everything. But I don't know, dude. I just kind of cringed. I'm like, dude, sometimes I got to be a catty bitch and be a judgmental bitch, and I got to get on here and talk instead of being supportive, like, yeah, girl, you go, I'm like, fuck you for not fuck you. Maybe if the Valley Girl voice wasn't there, it would come across a little bit better. It's like I don't know. That's kind of probably what's rubbing me the wrong way. And how hot she is. She's so fucking hot, and she's got a Valley Girl voice, and she's talking Lex Friedman, and also someone was like, "Hey Tim, she should be on your show." So that really pissed me off, to Tim Dillon. Someone was like, "Hey, she's cool, get her on your show," and I'm like, "Oh fuck." But I don't know. Again, I just sometimes. Do you ever just judge people for no fuck? I feel like it's absolutely unacceptable what I just said. And I do apologize, genuinely, but I sniff shit out. I'm like a good read on people, I feel like, especially through, and the internet's not reality, but sometimes I watch people and I'm like, there's a motive behind it's like you're going out of your way to, like, be, like, you, like, for example, I follow this person and I feel like, a lot of the content, and this is just, hey, this is like an experiment. What do you call this? I'm like a psychologist observing a patient. I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna tell you what I do. It seems like there's a lot of effort in doing things that are show offy in a way that's like, it's like all about intelligence and like fucking like I can't explain it. Or like even with skincare and like all this shit, it's like, I'm better than you. And here's the thing, I'm probably feeling like, yeah, I'm jealous. That's probably why I'm saying this. And I should stop this right now. I still feel like I'm talking down about another woman. I don't do that. That's not my brand. That's never who I am. But it's just like, for whatever reason, and I'm just getting this impression, it's not like a lighthearted fun thing. It's like, I'm going to talk down to my audience and make them feel like shit because I have all of this knowledge and I do all this stuff perfectly with my skin and fitness and health, and I talk about not eating gluten, and I don't know. It's fucking annoying and I don't like it, and I should probably stop following this person. Does anyone... Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to maintain my honesty. You guys know that. That's kind of what I do here. But I don't hear people talk about how they really feel about people they follow and like what their real thoughts are. And because we're all on our social media, because we're all like, you know, it's part of our life now. A lot of us, not all of us, but most of us, whatever. I think it's interesting to put out there. It's like, a lot of stuff's redundant, and I could go into this current like issue I'm having with a certain type of content I'm seeing, but I don't feel like it's fun to listen to someone bitch. I should probably get back to the Bitcoin, the fucking gold rush, because this is here to stay. You're gonna hear this about, you know, the Bitcoin updates every single fucking day, just like the weather. Excuse me, I have heartburn. Chocolate chips are giving me heartburn. I swear. Let's see. Back to the gold rush. I don't know. There's like some things here about, just like, I wrote down some notes today. I was like reading about the latest news on Bitcoin, but apparently Miami just got approved to issue Bitcoin in the city. And the big deal about that is they're gonna like convert, I don't know how it works, I don't know the technical terms, a fourth of the city's capital into Bitcoin. And so employees will be paid out a portion of their paycheck in Bitcoin, so they can like, so it'll be like a slow integration. Obviously it's not gonna be 100% Bitcoin in Miami, but that's big news. Another thing is the oldest bank, BNY Mellon, oldest bank in the US, is getting into crypto. They're gonna issue they're called stable coins, which is basically a 1-to-1 with like $1 equals one stable coin or one token. So these banks are going to have that as it's going to be like an option. It's not, nothing is absolute. Like all of these companies are going to they're going to integrate Bitcoin into their, like whatever it's called, their fucking, God damn it. They're just going to integrate Bitcoin. Okay. They're just going to have that as an option. And it's competitive now because if one bank says, hey, you can use crypto here, and then the other bank, or they have their own that you can buy, then, and another bank doesn't, that's going to give them an advantage. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I think it's fascinating. I mean, honestly, before I didn't know about Bitcoin until it popped back in, this was like the first wave of FOMO when everyone's like, holy shit, Bitcoin went to 20K, and I think that was like 2017 around, it was like in January, popped up to 20K. And I feel like I didn't even know what crypto was. And I feel like that's when I first thought, oh, someday we're going to have digital currency and it's actually going to happen. And I think for the last few years, it's been dormant. You know, Bitcoin hasn't taken off like it's done recently. It's maintained its, you know, position around fucking like, I don't know, every time I checked, it was like 12 to 15K ish. Am I getting that right? Maybe less. And so it's wild that it's 50 today. And, I don't know. Anyways, what else is here? Oh yeah, the Apple Pay. Venmo is they're going to integrate Bitcoin, MasterCard and Venmo. So yeah, it's happening. So there's the update on the gold rush. Stay woke. Fucking let's move on. So I don't know. Today's going to be a heavy ranting episode. I already feel bitchy about what I said earlier, and I'm going to continue that. Okay, we're going to talk about the 1%. And I'm hesitant to tell you where I got this opinion from because it's just going to like expose what side I'm swinging on right here. I don't know. How do I say this? Basically, I follow Christian Walker on Instagram. And he's one of my favorite accounts. Because he's a truth teller, he just makes sense. With a lot of the shit he says, it makes sense. It resonates with me. I think it would make a lot of sense to you guys, or it would make you think. His content really makes you think, especially his Instagram stories. But and I really don't want to tell you anything about like what side he leans or anything. It doesn't matter. What he said today was like I just was like, holy shit. Duh. Like, why haven't I thought about this before? And it has to do with, like, it goes along the lines of this. Like, you know, Biden's done all these executive orders since he took office. And, you know, I feel like over the last decade, we've been making a lot of adjustments in our society and how we address people and how we think of people in different subgroups and like everything. And he said something today about, I should just read the quote, but why are we trying to accommodate and adjust for the 1% of people that are, you know, they're fucking, let me just read it, like blue hair, non-binary, liberals, hold on, I want to get it right. How about we stop shifting our culture to accommodate the 1% of blue-haired non-binary liberals and go back to living our normal lives? And the reason why, like, that just hit me hard, I was like, whoa. A lot of the shit we're seeing now is, in a lot of the, like, political stuff, it seems like it's all about accommodating this tiny ass group of people out there, the thems, like you said, the blue-haired non-binary liberals, you know, the small pocket of society of our culture. We're making all these adjustments and shifts for them, and in return, it's like now apparently people in Congress are getting fined. If they get up to the podium and they use the wrong fucking pronoun, they're getting a fine. You know, it's getting extreme. And I feel like, I don't know why, like, this Christian Walker guy, he's like, I'm about equality. I'm not about special rights. And I feel like, or special, like, basically this tiny group of people who doesn't know, like they're gender fluid. I don't know the technical terminology. I'm mostly talking about people that, you know, they're just on the spectrum of, guys, I never talk about this, so I don't know the correct words to say. I'm going to be honest. I don't say things I don't know about, or I don't say things that I don't have any background on or understanding or knowledge. But my understanding, or what I'm trying to say is, it's like our society is now making all of these drastic adjustments in how we communicate and what the fucking rules are, and like the bathroom, like what is it, the new bathroom rule, like anyone can go into any bathroom they want, you know, that kind of shit. There's more and more. I mean, even like the executive order about allowing transgender folks, fuck, let me find it. I have the website pulled up about Biden's executive orders back in the military. And I guess the reason Trump did that is because they don't have, when they're in the Middle East, they don't have access to the hormones, and a lot of these people go insane and they end up committing suicide. So there's a reason for that. Hold on, let me find it. I should just read some of these executive orders. Yeah, we know you get back in the Paris Agreement. Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys, I haven't queued this up. Repeal ban on transgender people serving openly in U.S. military. Executive order. Here's the fine print. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1, policy. All Americans who are qualified to serve in the armed forces of the United States should be able to serve. Okay, whatever. So it's basically allowing, it's reversing that ban that Trump put on military. They can't have transgender in the military, and obviously he was looking out for the people, man. I mean, apparently the statistics are when they're over on their deployment and they don't have the access to the hormones, apparently that's an issue. And guys, I'm hearing this like through the grapevine. This is not something I've heavily researched, so take this with a grain of sand or whatever, but that makes sense to me. You know, they're over there and they don't have access to those hormones. They're not getting their, you know, things get out of whack and they come home and it's messy, you know. I can only imagine. I feel like you're a very tender, I don't know what it's like, and I'm just speaking off the top of my head how I see shit, but if I was going through a transition to become a man, like and taking all those hormones and everything, I feel like I'd be a little fragile snowflake. I would not be, and I don't know how that works, so I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I feel like I would not be equipped, or like I wouldn't even fucking want to. Well, I guess I don't know, but I guess people that they've already transitioned. If they're in the military, they're probably not in the middle of it. Maybe some of them are. They got to keep taking those hormones anyways, right? Forever. So anyways, there's that. But yeah, back to Christian Walker. Go follow him on Instagram. It's great. I'm all about listening and following people that you disagree with, and I'm doing that right now. There's actually an esthetician who I love, who I disagree with, like almost everything she says about politics and anything to do with she's very leftist, liberal, woke, whatever that realm is. I'm just sounding like a hardcore ass conservative right now but she's way left. Like you can just tell and everything she says and posts, and it's like she's a social media like queen as far as always on top of the latest shit to talk, like bitch about with society and how people are being discriminated against, and all these different groups need our support and our help and movements created behind them and all this shit, and more people need representation and a voice and we gotta help everyone. And so she posts all about that shit, and I follow her for the education because I like to know what the opposite, or I like to know what someone else thinks that I don't necessarily jive with. So this Christian Walker guy he's young too, he's in his 20s for sure, just like a young guy. He's so smart and he's got great points. Follow him on Instagram. He's funny, very entertaining, and yeah, he put that little seed in my brain today about how we're doing all these drastic things for such a small group of people, and like it doesn't make I just thought like, holy shit, why is this the biggest issue we have to deal with? Like making everything okay, or adjusting everything for people like non-binary, leftist, liberals, blue hair, whatever the fuck he tweeted that quote, but I don't know. Shit's fucked. Should I read strange news? Guys, I'm addicted to that Daddy Issues podcast. I think I talked about it yesterday. Let me just pull up on Instagram. Let me get their names right. It's a dad and a son. I think they live in Florida. I can't tell. Like, they don't really have... Okay, Daddy Issues. I'm like, can you adopt me? I'm so obsessed with their conversations. What's his name? Bronson and his dad. I forget what the dad's name is. Bronson. Anyways, I was what's today? Tuesday. I was watching, or I was like, I had my like phone up on the side while I was working, watching their podcast all day. I watched like 3 of them, and they are, I think I said this yesterday, they're gonna lead the rational revolution. I don't know what it is, but I'm all about what's the word? I just like, and when I say this, like, oh, I like normalcy, that makes sense for me in my brain, because it's like, okay, what did I feel like, I don't know. How do I say it? I feel like they're just normal guys, normal people that make sense. I don't know how to explain it, because fucking, you know what it is? There's like another language being spoken now. All the woke stuff is like a full fucking, it's like a new language. It's like a new, it's, and that's necessary for us to like, I think it's good. Like, we need to have these new ideas and progressive thoughts about how society should look and how we should, treat people, and how everything. Like, that's good, right? But I feel like it's starting to look fucking insane and extreme. Like, it's starting to seem, I think a lot of people are waking up to it and going, this is not even normal. This is absolutely irrational and insane. We need to dial it back and not be so dogmatic about our beliefs with I don't know. Yeah, it's just it's out of hand. You know what? I just feel like, so yeah, when I listen to the Daddy Issues podcast, I'm like, these guys just fucking get it. They just understand. They're like, fucking, they make sense. I'd even say, like, I had this thought. This is crazy, and this is why I'm talking about their show. Like, obviously, I listen to so many podcasts, and I think a lot of the times I listen to podcasts, I'm like, oh yeah, this shit makes sense. Is Rogan, and on all of the guests he has, it's like a lot of common sense thinkers on there, whatever the fuck you call them. I feel like that's another movement in itself, like the fucking common sense movement, the rational revolution, whatever the fuck. But I'm like listening to Daddy Issues, and I'm like, how do these two, how does this dad and son, they're saying stuff I've never heard on Rogan. Like, they're being even more raw than I've ever heard on a podcast. And I was like, whoa. That's why I'm drawn to it. I'm like, they're just saying, like, they're basically saying, like, what they're unfiltered as fuck. They're just I mean, to the point where they're calling Nancy Pelosi ugly and shit. And it's raunchy. And I respect that, because you know what? I think it's like, I think it's good to just hear people for real, like what they really think. And you don't always have to, I think with a lot of podcasts, there's a lot of like moderating and making sure, and that's what a conversation is. You should always dial things back and you know, like keep things, what's the word, you gotta like play devil's advocate and make sure you're considering all the other perspectives and but these two, this dad and son, just fucking go and they go at each other. In fact, they fight a lot, which is fun. They disagree about a lot of shit, which is really fun. And yeah, so I don't even know why I brought them up, but I was watching them today and I was like, okay, the dad's a lawyer, the son is he's in like the film entertainment industry, I don't know. He's like 25. He's kind of an answer bitch. He's kind of a know-it-all, but it's like it works for the show. Like they're obviously really smart guys, but anyways, just want to shout them out because they're gonna be. I feel like they're just gonna be huge. I could play a clip. No, I don't want to. I don't know if that's okay. All right, let's see. Let's read some strange news. Did I tell you guys anything I did today? By the way, I know I have new Clubhouse listeners from my some people slid in my DMs over the last week and they're like, "Hey, I subscribed to your podcast." In fact, someone did that today and they're like, "I could use more David Goggins quotes." And then I was like, "What are they talking about?" And then I realized like that means, because I had pulled out my notebook full of notes from old podcasts from college and I had talked about David Goggins quotes at the end of yesterday's episode. And I was like, wait, this guy actually listens. He listened to it. I was like, holy shit. It's always crazy to me. Like if you make it to the end, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't understand it. I guess I always go back to, well, I listen to shows all the way through and I listen to people like those same people over and over and over again. And I think when it's you and you have to think about someone else like consuming your fucking brain and your thoughts and your words, everything every day, it's like, holy fuck. So yeah, shout out to all my new Clubhouse followers. That's another thing. So it's like Bitcoin is popping, Clubhouse is popping. I've been saying for a while and I'm like, obviously social media is here to stay, and I've been wondering lately, like, what's next? Or, like, what's the next hot thing, the next hot app? Will we get off Instagram at some point? Will it be something else? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of, we're due for something new to come out, and I feel like Clubhouse is where it's at. But I wonder how the app will change, and, because right now it's just, they're using, it's just like all audio, which I think it'll always be audio, but yeah, I wonder how the look and the feel and everything, because you know how like every time an app gets updated or in the beginning stages, you know how Instagram has changed over time. I wonder how Clubhouse will change. But one of the first things I noticed is they're like the only social networking app that doesn't have pure white as the background, like the stark bright white. They have like a fucking manila folder, like off-white color, and I don't know why. I like that a lot. It's like perfectly different than any other social media app. I'm like, this just makes sense, and I feel like it's because a lot of the shit going on Clubhouse is very like business heavy, networking heavy, and you know, people have their notepads and manila folders out taking notes while they're listening in and shit. So yeah, it's kind of cool that that's, you know, on the upswing right now. Should I read some? Let me just read some strange news. I don't really have updates about today other than, you know what, it's Tuesday and I honestly had the kind of day where you're just like, fuck. It's kind of a wash, I'll be honest. It wasn't a rock star day. It was a work day. It was a lethargic day, very lazy work day. And I don't know, like the last thing I did, so it's nighttime now, it's like 9:30 p.m., but the last thing I did before recording was, I was like, Jacqueline, you've been sitting down on your laptop all fucking day. Get up. I literally put tennis shoes on to walk around my house and clean. So I did like a 30-minute power clean, and I just feel better about myself now because I had some shit to like scrub and like dishes to do, and I was like, okay. I will feel better about myself when I wake up tomorrow morning with a clean environment instead of like waking up knowing I was a complete sloth all day today. I literally didn't go outside. That is not so. Jimmy and we went out one time, and uh, I'll be honest, he had an accident, and that was the morning, and then he went tonight, and I don't know why. I feel like he usually poops like 5 times a day, so I don't know what's happening. Oh, guys, did I tell you? No, I didn't. I did not tell you. Oh, this might be TMI, but since I just talked about him pooping. Okay, so Jimmy ate a string. I actually watched him eat the string. He was playing with a string, and long story short, I'm in the kitchen making eggs. This was like a couple days ago, and I hear him crying, and he was in a squatting position when I went to look at him, and I was like, he's squatting, he's crying. I'm like, oh, the kid is constipated. I know that face. I know what's happening. I just could tell. I was like, he's trying to shit, but he can't. And so as a mom, I'm mom to the rescue, right? I'm like, petting him, consoling him, like, you can do it, bud. You can do it. You got this. And then I was like, oh shit, I gotta check out the situation. Well, there's a turd halfway out, and I noticed there's a string inside of it. Okay, if you might know where this is going. And I got a little paper towel, and he squealed. He cried louder than I've heard him. Like, I've stepped on his tail before and he squealed, but this was like a death scream. It was about 6 inches of string coming out of his ass, followed by a turd connected on the other end. It was like a dumbbell shape. I don't even know how to explain this, but yeah. So he ate a string. I pulled a string out of my dog's ass, and that was a couple days ago, and I felt really bad because it was probably like painful, probably like hurt him a little bit or scared him. I don't know. Guys, I've had the diarrhea issues at first, when I had him for the first 2 days. Had to take him to the vet. Shit all over my pillows, all over my bed. I've had it all. And that was nothing, but I just felt really sad. I was like, oh, poor guy's constipated. Do I have to like feed him prunes and shit? I don't know. But one other update about Jimmy. If you're like, who's Jimmy? It's my I have a 3-month-old golden retriever. Golden retriever. Why am I talking so fucking fast on this episode? It's my 3-month-old golden retriever. So I commented a couple podcasts ago. I don't even know. Guys, I lose track. I do this literally every day of the week, so I forget time and like what episode it was. But I had mentioned that like it felt fucked up that I would like be laying with him cuddling, and I'd like stare at him and like think about how I'm feeling, like my love for him. I was like questioning my love for my dog. Like, am I trying to feel this way? Is this natural? I can't describe it. And I feel like I told you guys on that episode, I was like, I felt like that sounds like a sociopathic, like soulless thing to say, but I really think it's because I just felt like it was new for me to feel that unconditional love from something, and a puppy just wants to love you all day long. And so I was like obviously giving him love back, and I've been cuddling him and everything, and playing with him and petting him and everything, right? And I felt like for the longest time it's kind of been this weird mind fuck where I'm like, oh, I definitely like, I love you, dude, but it's taking time. Like, it's not just like it didn't immediately happen. I feel like that's when I birthed my first child, when it's your own and you birth it, I feel like that's a different thing than just like having someone hand you a puppy. I don't know, but my update is I feel like he got a little bit bigger today, and I don't know what it is with his like the weight to him today when he was laying on me. I was like, I'm fully, deeply, madly in love with him. Like, it's not even a question, or I'm not even being weird about it. I just like it today. It happened. Something clicked. I love him so much, and we have so much fun together, and we play. He gets like really playful right before, well, at nighttime. If I podcast at night, he gets so playful, and I have to exhaust him before I start recording, or else he'll like sit and bite me the whole time. But yeah, that's the puppy update. Let's get into strange facts. Just have like weird news here from Ripley's.com. I don't know. I like shit like this. It's kind of fun. Let me see. I don't have anything queued up, but like, hailed the strangest house in the world, the Palace of Depression. What? This is recent. This was published on the 10th. The Palace of Depression. A New Jersey home built from trash and mud. Fuck. Was once hailed as the strangest house in the world, and one man's testament to human resilience. Shortly after losing his fortune due to the Wall Street crash of 1929, 70-year-old George Daner set out on a 10-day, 112 trek to South Jersey. Claiming to be guided by an angel, the mustachioed and eccentric former Alaskan gold miner spent $4 on a 4-acre junkyard situated on swampland. Shortly after his odyssey, Daner's angel reappeared in another dream, encouraging him to construct a palace from bottles, bed frames, mud, and trash. For the next 3 years, Daner tirelessly worked on his junk palace. He survived off the land, eating frogs, fish, and squirrels, and he lived in an old truck body while building his home. Once finished, Daner described his palace as the greatest piece of originality ever brought about in the history of man. The building was his odd way of symbolizing that the Great Depression wasn't impossible to overcome. In fact, Daner stated that only real depression was a depression of individual ingenuity. So this is during the Depression. That's actually kind of funny. The fucking Palace of Depression. That's crazy. There's odd news number 1. Let's do another one. Ernest Hemingway's home is inhabited by 6-toed cats. Okay, I feel like that is the news. What else can I elaborate on here? Okay, cool. Something about sea cucumbers save ecosystems with plentiful poops. Okay. Yeah, you know, it's like with anything. For poop, like think about the crops out there that rely on manure and like the okay, I just grew up out where they sprayed shit in the fields all the time to help fertilize the soil and help like enrich the soil. I don't even understand the technology or the science behind it, but it's wild how like that's a thing. Like how we have to put shit in the ground in order to have like our crops flourish and be good. How does that fucking work? Should I look up fertilization soil? Wait, spraying manure. We always call it the shit sprayer at home. Yeah, and spraying manure on fields. I should read about this. I've never read about it. There's something about that. Like if you grew up out in farmland where there's, I guess dairy farms especially, or just, you know what, any farmland, because if they spray manure that day, like it permeates or whatever, perfumes the air everywhere. And that's just like, it's just what it is. It's like that day you remember. It's like, oh, the shit day. Oh, the health risks associated with spraying manure on fields. Okay. I don't give a fuck. Manure irrigation, environmental benefits, potential human. Oh, manure spraying under scrutiny. Is this an old practice they're still doing back home up in Washington? So spraying manure on fields. Why do we spray manure? Spray manure. Is that a Google search? Why do farmers spray manure? Guidelines for applying liquid animal manure to cropland. Let's read it. They also set up a shit plant down the road. Yeah, like one night I'm at my mom's house and I look down the street and there's a fucking flame burning. Like there were like there's just like a random flame. I'm like, okay, why is there? It was like out in the distance, right? It's like fire, but just like a very. It was like it was positioned like in one spot. It was the same size flame the whole time. Like, what's happening? Apparently, they installed a shit plant where they are turning the dairy farm down the road, the manure, into energy. So they were lighting that. I guess they were lighting the shit on fire. I don't know. All right. Guidelines for applying liquid animal manure to cropland with subsurface and surface drains. Oh. This is like a fucking scientific article. I don't want to read it. How do people do that? Like, okay, I love learning. I like reading. Okay, like I'm into it, but I have a short attention span because of social media addiction, and like I cannot read one of those. You know how like the articles will have like every fucking sentence it'll have like et al. And then like a name of someone who this like the source where it's from. What is that called? Et al. What does that even stand for? Et al meaning. You have to like it's in et al. Et al. Is short for the Latin term et alia, meaning and others. Oh, it'll say like the last name of someone and then et al. Meaning there's other people from that were part of that quote or source or whatever when they have to credit who had. Okay. Yeah, but like I could not be like a PhD student or fucking I don't know. I just don't care that much. It's not for everyone, right? But I just feel like a lot of me in college was I just psych myself out a lot of the times to like read the lengthy ass articles all the time and like taking notes on all of it and trying to like write papers based on it. It was like I don't know. I love the writing part. I just like the learning part was always kind of rough because there's so many like big words and just like stuffy language. And I just didn't give a fuck. But hey, you know what? I turned out okay. I feel like, whatever. Should I keep reading about spraying manure? Probably not. Let's read another fun, weird news fact. I know this isn't like this isn't that exciting. Hold on, I want to find something good here for you guys. How was your Tuesday? The Lincolns brought spiritualism and seances to the White House. Fascinating. Rare snowfall dusts the Sahara. Is this current? Well, this was published January 22nd. So is this something current? The Sahara's got snow? Fuck. A mysterious art heist. Wait, what? It's not telling me about the snow. That's weird. It has like a headline about the snow in the Sahara Desert. It has nothing, like you can't read about it. Okay. I'm just kind of hanging out at this point, trying to find interesting shit to tell you guys. There was a dance plague that struck Strasbourg. Okay. Oh, I think I heard about the like hysteria people got, and there was like they couldn't stop dancing. What is this? I like shit like this. While we may never know what caused this dance hysteria, we may take a beat next time we decide to get footloose and fancy free. Oh Jesus, someone tried to be funny there. Who wrote that? The waltz, the tango, the cha-cha slide. There's a dance for everyone. But what if you couldn't stop doing it no matter how much you wanted to? as if the power of dance compelled you. In July 1518, residents of Strasbourg, France, found themselves twisting their lives away when a mystery ailment caused hundreds of people to dance nonstop through the dog days of summer. Talk about burning up the dance floor. A woman named Fra Trifecta, I don't know, kicked off the dance-a-thon. Okay. Local physicians were baffled by the occurrence and suggested that those inflicted should be bled. Wait, what the fuck? The people that couldn't stop dancing should just bleed out? Does it be bled mean they should just bleed? The town nixed this idea and instead determined that those affected should carry on with their jigs until the fever went away. Cat scratch fever. Da-na-na. Wait, what is that? Cat scratch fever. Fucking cat scratch fever. Ted Nugent. Why can't I fucking say his name? Wait, that's an actual thing. Song by Ted Nugent. Duh. Ted Nugent. Dude, the 70s were lit. Fucking A. The music back. I told you guys a while ago, I was like, I need to put back, or I need to put together a playlist of all my fucking, like classic rock, fucking, like, what I'd play on Guitar Hero songs. Dude, one by Metallica, expert level on GarageBand, fucking Guitar Hero, was my biggest accomplishment in my youth. Like, to actually be able to play that start to finish with no fuck ups, where I like completed it without getting, I don't know, like, how did you get out in Guitar Hero? Like, you'd like fail too much. That part always fucked me up. It went really fast. Anyways, I love Guitar Hero. I should get a setup here. So what happened? These people danced till they died. They started fainting from exhaustion, with many even dancing themselves to death. Some suffered strokes and heart attacks. At one point, 15 people were dying per day. Okay. Imagine if we had that issue. Okay, wait. What a way to die, dancing to death. How the fuck, what is that? Like, what happened to them? What is the conclusion here? There have been plenty of theories over the years about what exactly caused this phenomenon. They think it was a curse of Saint Vitus, or was a psychological outbreak caused by stress from the disease and famine ravishing the area. Okay. Some claim that the outburst was an elaborate stunt put on members of a religious cult. Some other theories suggest it may have been rye containing ergo, a toxic mold that produces hallucinations or convulsions. That kind of sounds like a trip, like a fun trip, honestly, until you die. But like, I bet they were having fun. I don't know. I don't know. There's another fun fact. I kind of wanted to bring up something from that Daddy Issues podcast. I don't remember what episode I was on, but it has to do with like freedom of choice. And like, do we actually have free will? That whole thing. And they were talking about it, and I was like, whoa. Like, the thing that, like, my brain split into two when I was listening to them talk about it. 'Cause the dad had one opinion, the son had the other opinion. Bronson, and I forget the dad's name. But the dad made a point, or like Bronson was like, your body has processes within it or whatever that is like autonomous processes that we have zero control over with our conscious brain. Like, we can't tell our heart to stop beating. We can't tell our white blood cells to attack coronavirus when it comes into our bodies. Like, we have zero control over that. We don't have the choice to like go in our own bodies and tell it what to do and keep it alive. So Bronson was making the point that there's something going on where there's like a background decision making machine that's like happening in the background of us that's separate from our conscious like choice making brain that decides like to go to, I'm going to go to sleep at 10 tonight instead of 2 a.m. or whatever, where you make that hard choice. And their disagreement was the fact that, and I don't know, I just want to bring this up because I think it's really interesting to kind of like think about. Humans are very autonomous creatures, and we believe that we have free will and that we're in control of our bodies and what we do. But I guess there's a lot of science out there, and this has been studied, and a lot of the research shows that like before we make a decision, it's been studied. Like if you have 10 people in a room or something, like you could get a group of people to go in a room and tell them all to raise either their right hand or their left hand. If they were, if their brains were being scanned during this practice or this whatever it's called, this experiment, it would show that the decision that they could read what the person was going to do before it happened from their brain. Like they could see ahead of the actual action of them raising their right or left hand what they were going to do from the way the brain fired or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Isn't that just the people? So I'm kind of when I heard them talking about it, I feel like I lean more towards we have free will and like we can make decisions and it's not all predetermined. Because that's the thing. There's people that believe it's all predetermined. No matter what, you're always going to make, like, if you decide to, like, for example, everyone moving to Texas, basically the theory is they had zero control over that. That was not it was going to happen no matter what. They were always going to move to Texas. They're not necessarily in control of that. Like, it was all predetermined, basically. And I don't like that for some reason. It just like rubs me the wrong way because I'm like, I just feel like we base every decision off of like history and like what, I don't know how to explain it. And like our brains are so, like we're so intelligent and we can predict future situations and things. And so we make choice. It's all about surviving, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about, can I eat it? Can I have sex with it? Will it kill me? Like that's what our brain does all day. It only has like 3 things to worry about. And, it's all about like surviving and keeping us alive and passing on our genes and everything. But I don't know. It was wild when he was talking about having like it's all predetermined and then like no matter what. I don't know. I don't like that. Wait, what was I going to say? From my personal experience, I do feel like when I do, so there are times that when I reflect back on my life where I go, this is kind of a fun thought experiment you could do with yourself. Think about a time in your life where you felt like you did something kind of spontaneous, drastic, whatever you call it, and it altered the course of your life in a big way. And it was not something you really premeditated on or, thought out for multiple months or years. I feel like I've done a lot of shit like that in my life, to be honest. And and here's why I'm a little superstitious. I'm like, is that just that autonomous, whatever that separate thing is I can't control? Is that what it is, making those decisions? And I'm not actually, because the choices I make that I feel like super in control of are small choices, like making coffee in the morning instead of going to Starbucks, like making it at home, or working out I said today I'm going to do yoga for an hour. So I do that. And I like made that choice. Like what am I going to have for dinner? I like make, just like grabbing a handful of chocolate chips earlier. I was like, I want chocolate chips. I ate chocolate, I made that choice. It wasn't like, it didn't feel like I was my body was being taken over by something autonomous happening in the background where I was just like out of control. Like small daily decisions you make, I feel like we are in full control of, like 100%. But there are like what I'm saying is those big ones I've had, the big choices, the big lifestyle shifts and moves and the career moves, especially, like it doesn't feel like I'm in full control of it. It feels like there's some sort of energy behind it that's like prompting me to make that decision. I don't know how to explain it. Actually, I'm a little bit creeped out right now. There's one I can think of, a huge, and then I go, am I just like some manic, crazy ass person? Like sometimes I freak out about myself and I'm like, wait, do I have that mania thing where I'm just like wild with I don't actually understand what that is, but, where I act out and do crazy shit, like because of these random decisions I make or they seem random looking back. I'm like, wow, that just kind of happened on the fly. But there's one where I'm like, I dive headfirst into a lot of shit and I get out of like if I'm in a situation, a relationship, whatever, and it's not moving me closer to where I want to be, like if it's unhealthy, if I hate life, I'm down, everything sucks, it's not working out, I get out of it quickly. Like I just decide I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I flee the scene. Like I don't know if I'm a runner. Is that what that's called? She runs, she flies, and she flux away. But I just I don't know. And I feel like part of those moments have been full of that. Like there's like something else in the back. It does feel like something else was part of that decision that I didn't really have control over. That was like making me do it. Am I possessed? Are we all fucking possessed? Does anyone relate to that? Do you ever have you ever like moved somewhere, quit a job, broken up with someone, and you didn't really think about it much, but you just like had to do it and it didn't feel like you were in full control? Because I feel like I've had a lot of those in my life and I always end up in a better place and it's always for the good. It's always for the better. So it's almost like I have a guardian angel. God damn, this is getting creepy. I think that's what it is. Whatever that energy is that's keeping you alive. And it's kind of wild to think about. So yeah, back to the Daddy Issues podcast that Dad and Son were talking about. Freedom of choice. Are we in control of our lives? And yeah, I just think it's fascinating. And I should read up on it and actually learn about this, like the science behind decision making and if it's predetermined. And because they're basically saying if you downloaded every neuron, whatever the fuck, everything in your brain, you might be able to see that, how it was all like planned and spelled out in your brain, and it's like already, like your life has already been written. And it's definitely it's a very religious or whatever it's called, like ideology, or to believe that your life has been it's God has a plan. There's a plan. Because okay, here's what I'll say though, my experience, because I've had some coincidences happen in my life, like where I'm just absolutely in shock. I'm like stunned by the situations and the happenings, and I feel like, how do I say this? they weren't coincidences because I manifested them. Like I wanted the coincidence. Like if I can make the coincidence happen, I would. Like if I never thought of the coincidence before it happened, like I never thought of the serendipitous, whatever, the coincidence, like the wonderful coincidences in my life that I have all the time. But I think that whatever I'm doing with my thoughts all day and like what I'm thinking about is causing them to happen, or I recognize them when they happen because I have an awareness. I'm like thinking about them all day. I don't know. I'm kind of superstitious about shit like that. I've had some really weird like stars aligning moments in my life where I'm just like, especially with numbers and just like people, and I don't know, even like deja vu. There's something going on. Basically, I could end this episode by saying there's something definitely going on in the background. And I think when people have those paranormal experiences in life, whether it's like ghosts or hearing God talk to them, or in my case, and I actually, should I like pull up the voice memo? I think I have it. I swear an angel came to me in the middle of my sleep. I thought I died. This was like a couple years ago. Do I have the voice memo? Shit. It was like a dream I had. Oh, fuck. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. November 9th, 2019. Why can't I hear it? Oh, I was recording. Let me play it. Wait, sorry. I didn't have any of this lined up. Where is it? Okay, I'm on my way to work right now, and I'm recalling a weird experience I had last night in my sleep. Oh, you can't really hear it. I'm recalling a weird experience I had last night in my sleep. This is back when I would do voice memos when I'd like talk to myself out loud, but I remember that. So this was like the one time I was like, okay, I get when people say they have that crazy supernatural experience or event happen. And I think what it was, well, here's what I'll explain. So I was in the middle of sleeping, and shit, I've had one of these recently. I think I told you guys back when I started the podcast about the voice I keep hearing every morning. So yeah, I was asleep. I know this makes you sound crazy and insane, but I don't know. This is what I can remember, and this is my life story, so whatever. I remember being asleep, and then probably somewhere in my deep sleep, well, I don't know, I was dreaming, obviously. I just felt, how do I describe it? Like this insane, so my eyes were closed, right? But everything was light, and it was as if there was like a bunch of, like, how do I say this? Like fire and like light and just like heat around me. And I was like, literally, I felt like I was shaking. Like, I think my body actually shook. And I did wake up because I was so scared. And I thought, like, when I woke up, I'm like, oh, am I having a heart attack? Like, I thought I don't know, maybe I was dying, and I woke myself up and I wasn't breathing. I don't know. But I just remember this light and this like heat and this movement. My body was vibrating, and I just felt like something had come to me. I can't explain it. And it was very creepy and very out of this world. And like, it just like happened. Right. And I woke up and I'm like, that was weird. And then I went back to sleep. But, yeah, I feel like other people have, like, I used to date a guy who said like he saw a vortex, and then he like a black hole or something. And he just, I don't know. People have their weird stories, but again, I think the reason I'm bringing this up is I think it's me being paranoid, like seeing movement in my apartment right now in my peripheral vision. Oh, that's a car. It's like car lighting up the window. Okay. There's definitely something we just don't understand. And I think there's like a, obviously energy flowing through everything. And should I just be like a fucking tarot card reader, or fucking should I get into like astrology and spirituality shit? I don't know. I mock all that. I honestly think all that's bullshit. There are a lot of speaking of coincidences, I feel like with astrology there's too many, like when you think about people that are a certain sign or whatever, there's so many, I feel like there's too many coincidences with it where like I can't, what am I saying, that the personality traits, I mean, and how people are, I feel like are so on point with their sign, their astrology sign. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that, I'm sure it can be debunked. I'm sure, I don't know. I always like disregard it and think it's dumb. And I think people use it as a dumb excuse for everything. Like, oh, well, I didn't get along with her because she was a Scorpio or whatever. But yeah, the other thing I kept hearing, this is the other supernatural thing, is my great grandma's voice. I would hear, like, wouldn't be dreaming about her, but I would, right before I woke up, this happened like last September, October, when I started podcasting. And this is like a common thing that would happen every morning. I'd like hear a ha, like an HA, like a ha in her voice, and like a puff of air I felt like was hitting my face. Like I was literally like nose to nose with her in my bed. like she just said ha, and it's so creepy. And I feel like it's happened since September, October. It actually happened at home when I went home for a month, just like back in my old bedroom. But yeah, there's shit like that happens. I'm like, what the fuck? Am I hallucinating? Am I going crazy? I don't know. But I think that the one thing I want to say too is that I love the brain. I'm so fascinated by like psychology, I guess, and just like understanding human, like just everything about us, you know? I think it's just fucking interesting, because here's what I've said a lot. I'm like, we pop out of the womb, we're infants, we're babies, whatever, and we go our whole lives, and a lot of us don't understand what's going on. We never really fucking we never really know, like, you know what's crazy? It's like, I have all of these organs, all of this tissue, I have this brain, I have this set of tits. I haven't said anything out there in a long time on this episode, so you know, I got this ass and tits, like, okay, but I don't know much about it. Like, I don't know. You would think something that you literally live in, I would like fully fucking understand every biological term and like how everything functions. And obviously I've taken biology before and I've studied it here and there, but I don't know. But especially with the brain, it's like we literally know nothing. It's crazy compared to like, yeah, it's kind of fucking sad to think. That's why I think life, you just gotta go, okay, it is what it is, and you're here to experience it and give it meaning instead of seeking meaning. Just like your experiences, like I believe that whatever you experience in this life is what the meaning of life is for you. Like it's tailored to each person. It's like for you. It's like your gift. It's like your gift of life. Your gift is all of the experiences, all the people you loved, all the everything. That's it. I don't think we need to go. I think it's interesting and fun to dig deeper and wonder why and explore and da-da-da, but a life of seeking is miserable as fuck. And I feel like if you're never content because you're always on this quest to figure it out and try to understand the meaning of life, then it just, I don't know. Maybe some people, maybe that's fulfilling for some people, but I think for the most part, like live a life where you're just, I don't know, you just fucking send it. I don't know, fucking send it every day. Don't take anything too seriously. We're all the same at the end of the day. We're all the same. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, especially if you're in politics. We're all the same. Treat us all equally. We don't need to have these fucking special fucking rights given out to these certain special groups just because. Fucking. Anyways, is there anything else I could say? I don't know. Happy Tuesday. Did I ever? Oh, I'm getting a DM from someone that talks to me about the podcast. This might be interesting. Actually, it might be good content. He just said it. Oh, because he said, shout out London study abroad buddies. Didn't get a long distance boyfriend from it, but was kicked out of a club for wearing, okay, a giant eagle waving American flag t-shirt on the 4th of July. I can't believe they're so salty about that. Oh. And what happened with homecoming dude? Did he say yes or reject him in front of the entire school? And that's why it was embarrassing? Oh. Okay, this is something to talk about. He listens to the show. He just sent me that. Shout out Pat. I'll answer your question. So I talked about one of the most embarrassing moments of my life is when I got asked to homecoming in front of the whole school in high school, and like at an assembly, and I was put on the spot. I had to walk out and like, you know, get asked to homecoming literally in the middle of the basketball court, and it was this whole thing. And of course I was in high school. I was insecure as fuck. But to answer his question, I said yes, and I think he gave me a flower or something, like a rose, and then I just like went back and sat down, and I was like red the entire time. But yeah, I don't know what other DMs could I read. I can't say his name, but actually something I just said was inspired by this guy's a YouTube video. I actually posted about it today. Brian Murescu. How do I say his last name? Murescu. I'm just going to say Brian Murescu. It's the best I can do. He's the author of The Immortality Key, but what I just said about your experiences and your experiences are the meaning of life versus trying to find whatever that thing I said was. It was from his YouTube video I watched today where he was narrating it. But yeah, shout out Brian. That was cool. I don't know. I've been like nerding out lately to some psychology shit. Coming down. Like, okay, end of the show. What could I say? Button this up. We talked about Bitcoin. I bitched about girls investing in stocks and, I don't know, being pretentious. Whatever. Talked about Christian Walker and his Instagram and how I'm obsessed with him. And I talked about random weird news. I talked about my puppy. See if I have any other tabs open here. Cat scratch fever. I think that's it. Oh, we talked about that dance plague thing. There's some weird facts. What other facts were there? The Depression Palace. Yeah, we talked about this podcast. This was all over the place. I think it was a little bit. It was heavy on the education and heavy on the just like the fact shooting and the reading, which is something I don't always do. It's kind of fun for me to do that. I learned something. I hope you learned something today. It gets, I don't know, some days are wild, some days are like this, but I'm just trying to become a wise old owl. I don't know. Just like a little bit every day, a little reading every day, a little writing, a little podcast, Did I even tell you what I'm drinking? I'm drinking tea. Yeah. And it's cold as shit. I always drink. It's always like that with tea. Way too hot, so you don't drink it, and then by the time then you end up forgetting about it, and then it's cold. But let's see the tea bag quote. And I'll end on this quote for episode 165. A garden is a delight to the eye and a solace for the soul. Happy fucking Tuesday. There you go. Hit that subscribe button. I'll be here tomorrow. I'm here 7 days a week. And follow me on Instagram at Jacqueline Monroe. If you're on Clubhouse, hit me up on Clubhouse. I'm at Club Jacqueline. And finally, go pay to play at patreon.com/TJMS. I don't know. You know what? Here's what I want to say about asking people for money, because I feel like that's what that is. It's like, pay me to like be... I share a lot of vulnerable shit on Patreon, and I do... It's like stuff no one on the internet sees except for my Patreon subscribers. So I feel like I have to... It's got to be something for... I'm not going to give it away for free, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like... I just want to be blunt and be like, look, what's $5 a month? How do I hustle and deal? How do I wheel and deal right now? How do I barter? How do I I'm at a flea market. I have my patreon.com/TJMS cardboard cutout sign. I'm standing there as I'm strumming a guitar and I'm trying to entertain you. And I'm like, hey, go over to Patreon. Please support me in my podcasting career. Yeah, $5. You know, what's $5? Like, I don't know. Do any podcasters do that? Is this a little bit cringy? Probably. I don't know. I just want to, here's the thing. And I kind of did this earlier. I just like saying shit that I really think, or like I really want to do, instead of being like, what's the word? Like, I guess conventional and like what you'd expect and like professional and that's what I'm realizing about. Let's go back to Clubhouse. Like, I didn't end this episode, but let's just keep talking. It's like a lot of business talk, a lot of like gratitude and networking and leveling up and practicing. Like, what are the business words everyone uses? Like all these like whatever the dictionary of like current. Oh my gosh, I have hiccups. It's like they're all like, I'll listen to a Clubhouse and it's just like, I can't even describe it. It's just like a bunch of business terms and like gratitude and I can't even describe it. And like mentorship and let's connect and yeah, like I'll send you a DM and let's chat. It's like literally I'm looking at everyone's little head on there. And it's all about, like, literally all these people. I'm like, at the end of the day, we're all having these bullshit conversations so we can fucking make money. This is all about making, like, advancing our businesses and our careers and connecting with people. And it's all about, like, I love Clubhouse because it's definitely a bunch of, it's awesome. It's all about helping other people. At the end of the day, that's what everyone shows up and does. Like, we're having conversations and giving people advice and, having fun. And you know, I think it's amazing to get all these you're seeing all these people that normally wouldn't be in the same room, you're seeing them together, and then you know, it's great. It's like a win-win. You're getting help, you're getting advice, you're getting that mentorship, and then you're also getting maybe some fucking sales from it, or you know, business deals. And that's just the way the world works. I'm not salty about it all. I'm involved in it too, you know, but sometimes I like listen to these words and phrases and I'm like, let's just all fucking cut to the chase. Everyone here is looking for a check, a deal, a new connection. You know, they want to sell out their course. They want to 10x their business this year. Like, everyone, that's why we're fucking here. Let's break the ice and let's all talk about that. Like, who's really, like, a lot of the times I'm on Clubhouse, I'm like, I think it's a lot of, it's hard to tell because there's so many, like, multi-millionaires, billionaires on the app. You'll sit and listen to them talk all day, and it's like, what do you do now? Like, or there's people at the bottom. They're just like, I feel like it's a big time waste. They're just getting high on their own supply, hearing themselves talk, and then it's like, what are you actually doing? Because a lot of people network and they sit on Clubhouse all day and they don't do anything. They're not really. They have like Here's the thing. Sometimes it's hard to tell what people are made of because, and if they're really like, you know, like successful at what they do and everything, and they're actually profitable and all that, because all you really need is a profile picture that looks like, how do I explain it? Like professional, but like the background is one color on Clubhouse. That's a big deal. Like one bright color. And then your lighting on your photo is really professional. So you've had like a ring light, or you've had like you're in a studio and you got it taken. So it's like really popping. So you look really good. And then as long as you have like, you know, a great bio that just lists like, I don't know, 5 to 10 things that make you sound cool, like you'll look like you're the shit. And so I don't know, I just feel like it's I'm judging a lot of people on there going, oh, these are like really quality like successful people and da, da, da. And I'm just like reading some, like, I don't know, what am I saying? It's just guys, I didn't end this 5 minutes ago, like I said. I don't. What I'm saying, it's kind of hard to tell who's who, and who the real dogs are and who the fucking wannabes are, because it's easy to kind of make yourself look good on that app, and also sound good. Some people are just great at talking and making themselves sound good. But you wonder, like, what's happening? Are they at home stressed the fuck out because they don't know how they're going to pay their mortgage next month, and they've got 3 kids to feed? Like, I feel like there's a lot of people like that just come on there like super positive, like, we're going to talk about gratitude and building a business today, and it's like, but they're fucking struggling, you know? Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know. All right. Happy fucking Tuesday. I swear too much on this episode. Happy Tuesday. I'm glad you hung out with me today. You know, I haven't said this in a while, but I just like to be your friend. I'd like to be your, you know, I'm here every day. I'm someone you can tune into and chill with if you just need a person in your life. Like a lot of us, you know, I feel like a lot of people I hear my age are like, I just don't have close friends anymore. I don't have like, you know, it's hard to make friends, but I'll be your virtual buddy. I'll be your internet bestie. I'll be your girlfriend. I'll be like whatever you need me to be. I'll be that. And that's just kind of like, oh my God, I fucking got a message on a dating app today that was like so sad. Like kind of related to this, but I don't know. I'm going to relate it. This dorky looking dude, I can't describe it. He was dorky as fuck. He was like, I'm visiting San Diego this week, and I just want to hang out with a hot girl. Would you mind hanging out with me? Like, I just felt like I just felt like I need to. Like, for charity. I need to fucking... This guy, you know, he wasn't, you know, that good looking, in my opinion. Just, it's all subjective, appearance and all that. I wasn't into him, but he wrote that, and I'm like, God damn it. It's a hard life out there for some dudes. Like, I don't know. He just wants to hang out with a hot girl. We don't have to do anything. I'll just talk to him, give him, you know, nice company. I'll crack some jokes. I'll fucking, I'll give him a hug at the end, you know. But I just feel like that guy just needs to listen to my show. If he needs a girl to talk to and hang out with, just come to the Jacqueline Monroe show 7 days a week, hang out. Cause I know what it's like. Like, I go back to this too. I just want to be that person in people's lives that are struggling. Cause I've listened to so many, I literally go to the internet, to the people I love, following, the like YouTubers, the podcasters, for that little bit of escape and fun and that light entertainment every day. And like, I know what it's like to be in that position where you're just like looking forward to being entertained and talked to, because you're just like, I just want to zone out and like do a bunch of chores and listen to a podcast, or go on a walk and listen to a podcast. I just need something in my ear. Like, that's literally my fucking life all the time, and I'm just adding to that pile. I'm just part of the club now as a podcast host. So hope I could do that for you. I hope I guess, is that my why? Is that my why? Like, find your why, you know, in business. Find your why. What's your why? I don't know. Anyways, all right, happy Tuesday. Again, hit that subscribe button. Do all the other stuff I said 5 minutes ago. Fuck. And I hope you're happy. I hope you're fulfilled. And I hope you love yourself. All right, guys. Talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye.